Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel Ultimate Knife Search. Today is about the cold steel drop force survivalist. Let's take a closer look on this knife here. It's come with this Kydex Shikurex, what's the name, sheet there, plastic sheet, and some sloppy nylon back there, the dangler to attachment to your belt, and a strap here. So let's take a quick look at the knife. As you can see, it is a pretty decent knife. It's a good 8-inch size, and it is 6 millimeters thick, and of course it is tapered down. So, but you can get in the sun there. It is a pretty beautiful knife. It has some, what can you say, tactical old soldier over it with these two guards here. And this knife here comes popping hair sharp, sharp out of the box. It was extremely sharp. Sorry guys, I can't talk today, but maybe it's get better. The handle is some kind of, what can you say, some skateboard texture up there, so it's a good hole. One thing I like with this knife here is this 52-100 steel, and it is one solid piece, almost one solid piece. It is a little bit skeleton out here in the handle, and it has some decent weight to it. It's almost about 500 grams. So and I like it because in nowadays the handle are very long on knives. This here is just a handle where a little bit end there you can hit something with it and use it for different things. And yes, no choils. You know guys, I love that. No choils, and you can easily choke up with this knife here when you do like this. It is easy to choke up, and the guard is not in its way for me, and these are pretty rounded off, so there's no problem there. Yes, I have brought out my Viking Warrior to compare a little bit to sizes, so you can see, if you hold it like this, you can see it's about the same length of blade, but the handle on a Viking Warrior is a little bit longer, and also of course the thickness is different. And yes, it's just something you have to compare with. So let's try to make some tests on this drop force survivalist, and yeah, we can take a quick look on the sheet. Cold steel have a long time go with this Shikurex plastic sheet here, and I will say the time is now, I think, to go over to some Kydex sheet. It will be better, and because of the fit and finish, and the sheet is not so good, and it's also a little bit sloppy with this nylon here. If they use something thicker so the nylon were stiff, it will have been better, but you can now make Kydex sheets for cheap money. So yes, but it fits the knife pretty okay. So let's go on. Let's see how this drops from 4 feet, also known the Donny B all day drop test. And it has a good balance and some hard throws. Yes, it really had some bite to it. Let's try one more time. Yes, that's awesome. I really love this handle already, because you can somehow, it fits your hands pretty good, but you can let it slide also. So that's awesome. That's last job I was starting to make a baton stick here. So let's finish this up and see how this knife chops. And it does pretty okay job. That's awesome. And let's try to take off some of the bark so we can hold it a little bit better. It's easy to use and you can choke up on it also, but I have more power when I do like this. So this is not, I'm not trying to cut something, if you can say so. I'm just trying to make the handle, because now it's finally a decent weather to go out in the woods again to make a review, but everything is soaking wet, guys. So yes, let's see if we can baton with the survivalist. See if you guys are in focus. You are. And let's try to take a piece like this, and there are some good knots there, so let's see if it can handle. Let's try to do like this, and it go fine through. Let's take one more. See. And they have tapered this knife a little bit down, but not so much that it will hurt you baton stick too bad. So that's awesome. And something I was curious about, if I will feel some kind of shock in the handle, can try to take my glove off and see if I feel something. Let's take a new piece here and put this away, and no, I'm feeling nothing. So let's try one more piece there to be sure that the drop forced survivalist can baton through some hard wood here. And there's a big knot there, and we will try if we can go through it. I think we can. Yes, there we go. I'll say this knife here is a full flat grind, and this split wood pretty awesome. This knife has really grown on me. This was a knife I bought because I've seen a few times and I get a good deal on it, and it appeals to me a little bit with this, I can say, old soldier tactical look. So that's awesome. Let's try to, we have some pieces here, try if you can, little tip test here, you can see. It will split the wood with no doubt. And I'll say I'm still not feeling any shock in the handle. Even if I hammer this really hard in, I feel no shocks. So let's check the tip. The tip is still functional. That's awesome. Almost forget some important thing, guys. Let's see if they can make some feathers. I will choke up on it like this, and it can make some long fine curls. That's awesome, guys. I must say, from a full flat grind knife who's a 1/4 inch thick, this really does some pretty fine feather staking. As you can see, that's awesome. I really think this knife here begins to grow on me. I'll say in the start I have no hopes for this knife because I don't know why, but sometimes you buy something and you don't know what the end result will be, but for now this knife performed pretty awesome. Look at these curls, guys. And I'll say this is one of the few knives who I think still feels like a knife. Many knives now are more like a chopper type, big, long, and this knife here you can really still do some knifey thing with. It's awesome. Yes, guys, this is really one of the knife I have looking forward to throw as a spear, and you know I do that with almost all my tests because it's test the strength and the heat treatment, and I don't think it will do anything with this drop steel for survivalist as because this is one piece of 52-100 steel. So, and it is straight, guys, so it is very easy to throw because many of the knife have some curve down or up or something. This one is straight, so you can really use it as a spear and have some good weight to it, because if it's too heavy you have to throw it like here, but here you can really hold it here like a spear. And look at this, guys, this is awesome. I hope it'll hold up. I am a little bit lack of paracord, so I do not have so much, but let's try and see if it will hold up. Go back some good meters here and start one throw to see how they perform. Oh yes. It's really had some awesome bite to it. Let's try one more time and see. This is awesome to throw, guys. Let's try one more time. Yes. Oh my god. I really love this knife here more and more. See how deep it goes. It's almost not the half of a knife, but 40% of the knife is going in. And look at this, guys, because this is something that are straight, you have some perfect spear attachment to it. And I'll say, when you paracord this to this here, this grip, some kind of, yeah, I can say skateboarding type there, really holds tight to the paracord. Let's see, guys, how deep this is in. Oh my god. Oh yes. Look at this. It is an awesome piece, guys. And see if anything are bent or no, it's not. It is straight as an arrow still. I really love this knife, guys. It's awesome. You know, we don't have many of us don't have to use a knife as a spear, but in my head this is something I really love doing, and I can not get enough of this. This is awesome. I will not control myself, guys. This knife here was awesome to throw as a spear. I'll try to throw it and see if the balance is just as good. I have thrown a couple of times. I have also missed a couple of times, but the scales and everything hold up. So let's try to throw it and see. Give it a full spin here and see. Yes. Let's try one more time. The bite of this knife here is awesome. Let's give it one more. Oh, almost hit you, guys. Let's try again and see. Yes, look at the bite. Look at the bite, guys. It is awesome. And there was one time I missed and another time I missed, and there's nothing going loose. Let's try to get some focus. Yes, there's nothing going loose on this knife here. This is a solid piece of 52-100 steel, just 500 grams of awesomeness. Yes, let's try, guys, to see again if the heat treatment is okay to stand on the knife. And I have no worries to hammer on this end here because this is one solid piece of awesomeness. And let's see if we can get it in. Let's take a give. Yes, and let's see if I can stand on it without breaking the log. This was a quick one. Let's give it a little bit more in. Yes, and let's try again, guys. I am 125 kilos of one piece of Viking. Let's try it again. See some good fleckness on this knife here. Yes, now we have, and that's again, guys, if you need something like this, you don't have any scales to worry about if you are ruining them, because if you have some beautiful Mikata or G10 scales, they are strong, guys, but here is one piece of solid metal here. You can really, I will say, in some matter, abuse this knife here. Oh. Yes, let's clean it up and take a look on it. And yes, it's still straight as an arrow, and there are nothing wrong with the end. You can see you can hammer on the end there with no problem. And I am heavy, guys, and this knife here stood up for it. I have seen Donna B old days review on this knife, and he was excited over it, so that's also the case. I think, okay, I'll try to buy it and see if it is so good as you say. And I'll say, guys, it is. Let's get some focus. No, it will not give me some. There you go. And it is really, really an awesome knife. Let's go. Let's see how this 8-inch knife here chops. You have some pretty good balance. We already have seen that, but let's see the chopping ability. This tree here is already dead, so let's try to see if we can chop it. I must say, for its size, it chops pretty awesome. And now we are getting there. Maybe. Yes. There we go. That's awesome. And one thing I really was curious about, how I feel in the handle. If I feel any shocks or anything, I feel nothing. And this is this knife here, as I have mentioned 1,000 times now, this grows on me, really grows. It is awesome. And when I first hold on this handle here, I think this was a little bit too aggressive, this texture, but it's perfect. It feels so perfect. And I know few have talked about when the steel is cold and warm, how I feel. I don't care, guys. I just grab the knife and use it. Awesome. Yes, guys, this was a little bit testing of this cold steel drop forced survivalist in 52-100 steel. It is an awesome knife. I can't point that enough. I have knives in my collection in the same size who are 4 times expensive like this knife, and they don't perform as good as this. I am blown away. I have been in this game here for so long now that when I get a knife in my hands, that will be a really a good knife too. I can be excited, and even if I are excited on a knife, I still see the knife at can I use it for all things. And I have bigger knives I am really excited of, and I will say, guys, this knife here, you are a dumbass if you not buy that to have in your collection. I will say, if in somehow I have knives who are 4 or 5 times expensive, even maybe 10 times more expensive, they are somehow a collector's piece. This knife here I can not only use, but I can abuse, because I will not say I don't care about the knife. I really care about it because it is so awesome. But the handle grip, the blade length, the sharpness, the full flat grind, how this guard is concha out, and the end of the knife, and the handle has some perfect length and the balance on it. And you know me, guys, if you have followed my channel, I love something who are straight. I really love it, because somehow, as you can see in the review, I like to throw it as a spear for no point. I have tried to hunt a few times with my knife when I use it as a spear, and that was awesome. I could not get close enough to any animal, but it was funny to try. And if you are in a situation who you need this is awesome. And there's one thing more. This coating here will come off, I know, because this hold up pretty okay for this use or abuse here, but in the time it will come off. So you need to take care of the steel here, but you need to do that on any knife steel. And I'll say it's doing nothing to me if the coating come off. This is awesome. And there's one thing more, guys. This knife there is really easy to clean. You don't have any worries or anything, or if they get anything in between the scales or anything, you can hammer on the handle, you can hammer on the end, you can hammer here. There's a flat spine, has a little bit tapping down here, but that's nothing. This was not new beton stick. As you can hear, guys, I am really excited over this knife. And somehow this knife here, the only thing that will take this knife down is the sheet. And you know, guys, you can easily make something yourself. So maybe I will make some kydex sheets for this knife here, so it is easier and better to carry. But that's all. I think I got a deal on this knife for, it's around $40. This was the last one they have, so I can get it cheap. And I'll say this is all the money and more than worth. This is an awesome knife. And again, I can say many times in my times when I have seeking a knife, many times when I see a knife and I think, oh, that's an awesome knife, that look awesome, has some good weight to it, and I see some good reviews on it, and I buy this knife, and somehow I get a little bit disappointed. Mostly when I just buy a knife just to buy it because I get a good deal, not because I really want the knife, but because I get a good deal. I buy the knife, and it's supposed it's awesome knife. I am really excited. Many times the knife, what can you say, take me with my pants down, because I am really excited over how the knife performs. So I only have one thing more to say: don't go hiking, go Viking.